In order to get started with your day as soon as you wake up, to be able to jump out of bed, not hit the snooze button, you need a set of activities that's going to give you some motivation for the day, to get the ball rolling so that way you can swing through and actually have this positive momentum in your day. 6 items you can do to start every single day with that are going to help to get that ball rolling in the positive momentum rather than a path of laziness to get your day started with slowness, lethargic activity, and just viscous movements. First, silence. Whether you're religious or not, if that's prayer, pray. If that's meditation, meditate. Otherwise, sit down and just take a couple deep breaths. Count to 10. In and out is 1. After the silence, then you'd go into A. These are SAVERS. The 6 activities, a good way to remember them are SAVERS, your morning SAVERS. S is silence. A is affirmations. These are whatever you're working on developing as a person in your personal development. Say those affirmations and say them as I am. So start off with I am. Right now I'm working on prioritization and also the hospitality industry with voice. So today I'll say I am intelligent. 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 And when you're saying these, the best thing to do is to visualize in your head what that looks like. For me, being intelligent is that I'm reading books like 1984, and then I'm making podcast episodes, and then I'm putting out Medium articles, and then I'm trying to collaborate and engage a community online. So when I'm imagining I am intelligent, I'm thinking of myself sitting on the Oval down on Ohio State University's campus, reading 1984 to myself. I'm imagining myself sitting down on the lawn and writing up a Medium article. I'm imagining myself commenting on Instagram, what that looks like from an intelligent person, because I am intelligent. So in my daily lives, how do I interact intelligently? Visualize that right now. S-A-V, the next V, is visualization. I typically do this to visualize my day, but you can visualize anything that you want to start bringing to life. One of the key things to remember when you're trying to bring new things that you're having all these ideas about into a world where it doesn't exist, like voice. I'm working on voice right now, which is using Amazon Alexa, Google Assistant, and other voice-enabled technology to make humans' lives easier, rather than getting more connected with the technology we're interacting with, to remove ourselves and to be able to express ideas and to get solutions to those ideas as quickly as possible. To manifest that reality, I visualize what it looks like for people, and I try to bring that reality to life. The first step is for me to visualize it. The second step is for me to be able to express that visualization to other people to share that idea. So again, the first step is visualization. Sit there, visualize whatever it is you want to visualize for the day. If that's a business you're working on, your business. If that's just your normal daily life. If it's a relationship or an interaction you're going to have with another person, one of your friends or family. Regardless, think of what it is you want to visualize, and then use all 5 of your senses when you're visualizing that sense. If it's a conflict with another person you want to visualize, sit down, imagine them sitting in front of you, imagine their face, imagine maybe what the space feels like. Are you sitting on a chair? Are you sitting on the floor? What does the chair feel like beneath you? What do they smell like? What do you smell like? What does the room smell like? What can you see? Do you feel their hand? Do you feel their body? Do you feel a table? Do you feel a cup? What are you saying to them? What words are coming to your mind? What words would you say to them? What words would they say to you? How are you reacting to this? Take a couple minutes and visualize the situation. Be sure to include all 5 emotions, because by putting those 5 emotions, by visualizing those 5 emotions, your brain is already creating these connections across your synapses and neurons, so that way when you actually go and experience that situation, it's almost as if you've already practiced. Visualization is a form of practice, where you're already getting your brain to start flexing those muscles, to start working the connections that you're going to be implementing in real life at a later time. Silence, affirmations, visualizations. Next one is really important to me. Exercise. Exercise every single day is one of the first things in the morning, helps to do so much physically with your body, and then it's done. A lot of people push off exercise till the end of the day, and it's always looming. It's always like, ooh, I've still got to exercise, I've still got to stress and work my body and like sweat. If you do it first thing in the morning, once you finish, the rest of your day, you're able to brag to yourself, if nothing else, I exercised already. I already made a positive physical impact on my body. I don't need to do that again. Go you, like daily win, first hour of the day. Good job. For me, today, the exercise is going to be, I've got a barbell. I try to remove the barrier to entry. Sorry, I'm jumping around. All the way down in my basement, I've got just a barbell that we had found, I think it was laying out in the street. And now I've got a basement gym. So it removes, for me, the barrier, the friction that I would do to try to make sure that I didn't go to the gym. In the past, I'd had to ride my bike about 15 minutes to get to the gym, which isn't that much. But it's just enough of a barrier that some days I would say, I don't want to do anything. So I transitioned my morning exercise into body workouts. So I'd do sit-ups, I would do push-ups, I would do dips, I would do anything I could do with my body, planks, without leaving my house. And that's okay. Your body weighs a certain weight, so you can either increase your reps or you can increase your weight. But with your body, it's really hard to increase your weight. So now that I have this barbell, I have a different weight that I can do different exercises with. So today, my morning exercise, once I'm done with this video, is I'm going to go downstairs to the basement and I'm going to do curls. I'm going to do 3 sets of curls. I'm going to do shoulder shrugs, so I'll do 3 sets of shoulder shrugs. And I'll do some abs. So abs today is going to be Russian twists. And then I'll also do calf raises. So with this barbell, I'll do curls, and then I'll do shrugs, and then I'll do a calf raise, and then I'll put down the bar, and then I'll do the abs, the Russian twists, and then I'll repeat. I'll repeat that 3 times while I'm listening to a podcast, which brings me up to one of the next parts. R is read. In the morning, it's great to be able to just put in a little bit of time for reading. A lot of people justify that they don't have time to read anymore. I think that it's invalid logic. You have time for whatever it is you want to do. Whatever you prioritize your time for is where your time's going to be spent. So if you say, I'm going to spend 10, 15 minutes, 5, 10 minutes even, reading a book or an article. I prefer books. I think that reading books is a trend that has gone down recently. I don't think my generation of millennials and Gen Z, I don't think they're reading physical books as much, but I think it's a critical tool with actually having a deep understanding of a subject. So today, I'm going to be reading George Orwell's 1984. I'm almost done with it, so I'm going to finish this in probably the next hour or so. Reading is great. It's a great way for me in so many different ways. While I'm in conversations with people, someone will bring up a topic about artificial intelligence, and then I'll remember a topic that came up in one of my books. So I'll pull up on Amazon while they're talking. Here's a book. I recommend it to you. They were talking about this exact thing that you were just talking about in your conversation. The book was released last year in 2017 by an author who works at MIT, Harvard, president at IBM, whatever, founder of Wired. One of the biggest books I push is called The Inevitable, Understanding the 12 Technological Forces That Will Shape Our Future. And it's by the founder of Wired magazine, and it was written in 2017. It's got 12 trends that you can look at that are going to persist for the next 30 years, the next 3 decades. Really good read. I recommend it. In reading books, you get that chance to recommend things more to other people based off of what's going on in your conversations. On top of that, when you're having conversations throughout the day, you'll always have something to bring up or to introduce or to talk about. When someone's like, what's new? Well, I was reading this book this morning. Wow, that totally puts a different impression into whoever you're talking to's head about the kind of ways that you prioritize your time. I realize that when I talk to people about the books I read, we get into a lot of conversations about books in general, and it becomes a much more intellectual conversation, which for me is a good thing. I enjoy having high-level intellectual conversations rather than surface-level, just like basic day-to-day conversations. They're all important. I just value one higher than another. Finally, after reading, is scribing. This one, a better way to word it is writing. Scribing, writing, same thing, but to make the SAVERS, I can't remember what the term is, to have letters that stand for words that form a bigger word that makes it easy to remember. It's a mnemonic device, but I can't remember what that's called. So, scribing, write something down. For me, what I did at one point is I made it like a journal entry. So for my writing, when I got down to scribing, I would just write literally whatever's on my head. I'm going to fill up a page in a book. I'm going to keep writing. I'm going to force myself to just flow through this, and I'm just going to write. After I did that for a month or two, I started to be like, you know what? Now that I'm getting more comfortable writing, why don't I make this an actual thing? And that's when I started to think, okay, for Voice First today, the company I run, what is the next step that we're focusing on with the company? All right, let me write that down. Let me take whatever thoughts I've had about it, put it on paper, because once it's on paper, it's easier to share. If I want to change our LinkedIn strategy and our Upwork strategy and our sales strategy, I can write all 3 of those down, and that's proof in a book for long term of what it is we want to do. So then when I go and I collaborate with other people, I can flip through and I can be like, yep, yesterday I wrote this down. Let's vibe about it. Let's jam on it, figure out if it's the best solution or if we can figure out something better. Again, the list is silence, affirmations, visualizations, exercise, reading, and scribing. 6 things. You can take anywhere from 30 minutes. I usually take an hour and a half to 2 hours to do it. Make the time yours. Just these are 6 habits. Include one of them, include all of them. To make your day get a much bigger momentum boost as soon as you wake up. I can guarantee you once you start any of these, you're going to see a motivation boost, a momentum boost in your day that's going to roll over into the rest of your day, making you a more productive and much happier person. Also express gratitude for what you've got. I'm very grateful to have these savers in my life, and I'm very grateful for the effect that they've had. I'm also really grateful for the book, The Miracle Morning. That was where I learned these techniques. Miracle Morning is a book where he actually lists all of these techniques, and he goes into a lot more detail than we went into in these past 11 minutes. I'll have the link in the description below. I recommend you check it out. Live healthy lives, voice first, and take care of yourselves. Stay healthy.